When tattooing, you must ensure all of your equipment is sterile and work in a clean environment. Human skin cannot be sterilized, but you have to get it as clean as possible. Use a disinfectant such as Microshil 5 to prep the area. Always use a good quality shaving foam and disposable razor, because the less skin irritation, the better. You will also need many disposable gloves and paper towel throughout the process. If you touch anything else apart from your tattoo equipment, you must change your gloves before resuming with your client. You will find all of this information in more detail in the How to Tattoo guidebook. Finally, use an alcohol prep to go over the area to be tattooed. As I said earlier, the skin needs to be as clean as possible before tattooing commences. When you have your stencil ready, ask your client exactly where they want it positioned. Once you have agreed on the positioning, apply a speed stick to make good contact with your stencil. Always apply a larger area than your stencil. Press the stencil down lightly with an outward motion. Some stencils will be harder than others depending on the size and body part. This is your outline, so you must take great care. Once the stencil is on and pressed down firmly, pull off the stencil in one clean motion. You must now make sure your client is happy with the positioning before you go ahead and start tattooing. Before you start tattooing, apply a light coat of Vaseline with a disposable applicator to ensure the skin stays soft and workable. Ink must only be used once, so a small disposable ink cup will be needed for each client and each colour. You should envisage your line from start to finish. Never stop in the middle of a line. Make sure your stroke as smooth as possible and pull the needles out slowly at the end of the line to prevent blobs of ink in the corners. Always start at the bottom of a tattoo, because you will have to wipe the excess ink several times throughout the process. You don't want to smudge your outline. Make sure the skin is stretched taut so you get straight lines and the ink is deposited properly into the skin. Parts of this video have been edited out, so we're not going over the same thing for minutes at a time. You can only learn so much from a video. You really need hands-on experience with tattooing. Fortunately, there are practice skins these days, so you can get the feel of your machine and practice different techniques before you move on to human skin. As I said earlier, all of this information can be found in more detail in the Tattoo Guidebook, which is also on this CD. Take note of my hand movements in this tattoo. Long smooth strokes while applying the line will ensure for a good tattoo. Make sure you always apply Vaseline to the tattoo to make it easier for yourself and more comfortable for the client. Remember, you must always stretch the skin and make sure you're in a good position to get good hand strokes and movements. After you've finished the outline, spray the area with disinfectant to remove any unwanted ink. Again, apply a coat of Vaseline to the tattoo before you start your colour fill. When filling in large areas of black or colour, switch to a higher needle group. If you had tight corners such as this tattoo, you can use your liner needle to fill them in a bit as you do the outline. Move your tattoo machine in slow, tight circular motions so you can cover all of the area. Remember to keep the skin stretched taut. Always check if you have properly filled the skin with ink. It may look full when the skin is relaxed, but after you wipe it and re-stretch your skin, if you can see any blank spots, you will have to go over them again. If you go over the same area too many times, you can actually scar the skin, so it's best to get it right the first or second pass. Well, that's the finished product. All you need to do now is apply some antibacterial cream and put a bandage over it.